Welcome everybody. So today let us start our third module. Our third module is about construction disputes and settlements. So what do you mean by construction disputes? Construction disputes means the problems or the disagreements between the persons involved in the construction projects. That is the disagreements or some problems arising between the owner and the contractors. So disputes of the owner with the contractor or dispute of the contractor with the owner. So these are all the construction disputes and how these disputes are settled. So that is what we are going to study in our third module. So we will go one by one. So today's class we will be studying about types of disputes. So development of disputes. So what are the possibilities of development of disputes? How these disputes are developed? So the disputes in construction industry can be developed due to any of the following causes. That may be due to the natural phenomena. We know, see, in the construction industry, while the construction project is carried out, you cannot predict how the environment will be, how the nature will be. Sometimes the work will not move, the climate or the climatic conditions or the natural conditions will not allow us to proceed the work as per scheduled. So the disputes may arise between the owner and the contractors. So that such problems are called a natural phenomenon, problems arising due to natural phenomena. The second cause is due to interpretation of contract clauses. So when we give a project to some contractor, we will put some agreements. There will be some numerous clauses in our agreements. So there may be some misunderstanding or some misinterpretation in the clauses provided to the contractor. So the disputes may arise. Third is difference in opinion regarding the execution of the work. So how the work is executed. Then fourth one is unforeseen problems. So we don't know, the problems may be new. So in the past experience, the construction field may not have experienced such problems. New problems arises. So they are unforeseen problems. We may not predict such problems while carrying out the project. So these are the different causes for the development of disputes in the construction industry. So what is the result of disputes? As a result of disputes, we claim, right? That is, demand for something considered one's due. You demand something. See, when there is a problem, you demand something for settlement, right? For settling the problem. So that is called claims. So the claims can be the claims of contractor against the owner or client, or claims of owner or client against the contractor. Okay, so two types of claims. So we will see these two types of disputes or these two types of claims one by one today. So first one is claims of contractor against the owner. So claims to recover damages caused by breach of conditions by the owner. So in the agreement, there will be many clauses and there will be conditions. These clauses may represent the conditions. So because of those conditions, because of the conditions of the owner, the contractor may face some losses, some damages. So in order to recover such damages, the contractor may raise a claim against the owner. Then second, the claims to recover loss or damages caused by an unjust termination of the contract by the owner. So if the owner is not satisfied by the work of the contractor, suddenly, without justifying, without analyzing, without discussing, the owner may terminate the project of the contractor. So the contractor will be in a position to raise a claim against the owner. Then third, claims to recover damages upon rescinding of the contract due to frustration. So work tension. Maybe things may not go right from the part of the contractor. So there arises a frustration in the part of contractors. So the contractor may ask the claims from the owner. Okay. Next is claim generating circumstances. What are the situations, the circumstances these claims can be generated? See, this is from the contractor point of view. Delay in the supply of drawings and clarifications. So, when a contractor take the project, it is the duty of the owner to provide all the details, all the drawings, all the specifications, all the approvals, and to clarify all the details to the contractor. So, if there is any delay in the supply of drawings and clarifications, you can the contractor can ask the claim. Then defects in the specifications furnished. So when we handle a project to the contractor, we have to handle him the plan, the detailed plan, the specifications drawings, that is the detailings. So if there is any defects in the specifications in the detailed drawings which you are providing to the contractor, then the contractor can claim. Third is delay or manufacturing defects in the materials, equipments supplied by the owner. Fourth, changes in law, regulations or codes subsequent to the award of the contract. Okay, so after you handle the contract to your contractor, later on if the owner is changing, owner is trying to modify certain clauses or regulations or codes in the contract, then the contractor can claim for the particular dispute. Then changed or differing site conditions. Okay, because you see, initially we do certain small tests on the soil types, etc. But when you go deep into the ground, sometimes there will be changes in the site conditions. So in such cases also the contractor can claim the owner. Then delay due to other contractors' work. So if there is any delay or any change, delay in the work or delay in providing the necessary appliances or any changes in the class or laws or specifications or anything, the contractor can claim the owner. Then acceleration in work demanded by the owner. Okay, so if the owner wants to speed up the work, then in order to speed up the work, you have to put a lot of men, material and money earlier than the scheduled time. So the contractor can ask the claim with the owner. Then defects in the contract agreement, ordinate delay in the release of payments, right? So you have to release the payments at a time. So if there is any delay in the release of payments after the completion of the work, for that the contractor can claim. Unjustified termination of the contractor by the owner. Then substantial delay in handling over the site, owner's failure in his implied duties, unreasonable rejection of accepted work, delay in clearances. Then suspension of work by the owner for his own convenience, rescheduling or prolonging work for financial and other reasons, work arising during maintenance period which is not covered by the contractor's obligations. Okay, that may not be written in the agreement. Owner's delay in decision over amendments or change orders, and quantity variations for which provision is not made in the contract. So, in all these 19 circumstances, the contractor can claim, that means for all these 19 circumstances, these 19 possible circumstances where a dispute can arise between the contractor and the owner. So, the contractor can claim from the owner. Oh, some more. So, failure by subcontractors nominated by the owner. See, who are subcontractors? We will have owner. So, the owner will be giving the works to the contractor. So, the contractor can give the work to subcontractor. Okay, sometimes the owner directly gives the work to subcontractor. So, if that is the case, if the owner directly gives the work to subcontractor, if there is any clash between the contractor and the subcontractor, then the contractor can ask the claim to the owner. Then stipulations of near impossibilities for compliance or incorporation into the contract work, natural calamities and force majeure. Okay, so the claims of contractor from the owner, that is over. So second is claims of owner or client against the contractor. So very little chances are there. Okay, when compared to the claims of contractors. So claims for defective work done by the contractor. The possible causes or possible circumstances are, if the contractor is not performing the work in a quality manner, if the work of the contractor is not as expected by the owner, then the claims for delay caused by the contractor, delayed work. First was defective work, second is delayed work, third is counter claim as a defense. See, that means the contractor may claim the owner, but in order to defend himself, in order to protect himself, the owner will defend a claim against the contractor. Then claim against professionals. So the professionals involved in the project. Claims following termination and breach. Claims for expenditure incurred in completing the work left incomplete or abandoned by the contractor. Okay, if the contractor is not completing the work which has been given to him, which has been written in the agreement, then the owner can claim against the contractor. Claims for liquidated damages, right? If there is some damages, then also the owner can claim against the contractor. Then what are the procedure? Owner's claiming procedure. So how the owner can claim against the contractor is based on these procedures, that is engineer's comments. So the engineer who is involved in the project, so his comments, consultant's comments, claims committee's recommendation, top management's approval, claim initiation by the client or owner, and excusable delays. Thank you. So that's all for today. So remaining things we will continue in the next class. So what we have seen today is what are the disputes, what are the situations, or what are the circumstances for the arisal of disputes. So the disputes can be between the owner and the contractor. So the claims The claim can be made by the contractor to the owner or by the owner to the contractor. And what are the different situations which the contractor can claim the owner? What are the different causes and situations which the owner can claim the contractor? As well as what are the procedures involved while claiming a dispute. So these things we have seen today. Remaining, what are the claims, what are the other things we will see in the next class. Thank you. Thank you.